Story 1. Most of them are not. There are plenty of less intelligent people who are not successful, but you do not notice because they do not own the company you work for. A high-profile mistake is very noticeable to many people. Nobody notices or cares when an hourly worker says something unwise. Story 2. Success is not so much about intelligence as it is about relentlessly driving forward toward a singular goal. Individuals who may be considered less analytical can sometimes be better suited for this because they tend to avoid overthinking. Story 3. Imagine you have a large bag full of unintelligent people, filled to the brim. If you throw them all at a target at once, some are likely to hit. Now, consider a bag filled with very intelligent people, but there are only a few of them. While their chances of hitting the target may be higher, your overall odds could actually be lower due to their limited number. Story 4. A significant amount of management work revolves around confidence. If you make quick decisions, defend them, and are adept at attributing failures to others while claiming successes for yourself, you can become an executive. Story 5. Success isn't always about intelligence. It's often about taking risks and having the right connections. Story 6. They do not overthink things. Meanwhile, highly educated individuals see all the possibilities and often give up, settling into their comfort zones. Less educated individuals take risks. They fail repeatedly with the goal of improving next time. In contrast, intelligent individuals may experience shame from failure, leading them to quit. Story 7. Survivorship bias and sheer population numbers indicate that we often focus on the one successful individual among 100, overlooking the 99 who may be struggling or have faced significant challenges. Additionally, being academically intelligent does not guarantee success in life. The relationships you build and the support you receive during your upbringing play a much more crucial role. Story 8. Obviously, their parents provide support. Think about it, never having to worry about food, rent, transportation, or college costs. They can afford to take internships and take risks. Story 9. The Dunning-Kruger effect. People with low skill overestimate their abilities and take action, sometimes succeeding in the process. In contrast, highly skilled individuals may also possess high intelligence, which can lead to overanalyzing and convincing themselves that they are not capable. Consider the person who approaches someone at the bar without a second thought, unaware of the possibility of rejection. This lack of hesitation can sometimes lead to success in gaining interest. On the other hand, a more intelligent and attractive individual may remain in the corner, holding a drink while their mind conjures various negative scenarios about approaching someone. They worry about possible embarrassment or rejection, choosing instead to stay put and enjoy their drink. Story 10. A person who keeps trying will learn more than a person who does not try. Intelligent individuals often tend to overthink and worry excessively. Story 11. Stupid does not mean a lack of knowledge in controlling or manipulating others. Social skills play a significant role in achieving success in most situations. Story 12. Everyone is good at something. A person perceived as stupid can excel at something a smart person cannot, and vice versa. Story 13. You can go a long way with looks. Scrubs is, aside from one of my favorite shows, considered pretty accurate to the world of a hospital. I didn't believe that until I worked in one. They had an episode about drug and medical device representatives just being attractive, and that's true. After working in a hospital for nearly 10 years, I can tell you that it's accurate. You could always pick out the representatives from a crowd. They weren't just good-looking. They were tall and exceptionally beautiful. After working in that environment for a while and being around salespeople, I'm convinced that no amount of salesmanship will ever outshine being an exceptionally attractive woman. They could have sold these doctors anything, even in a hurricane. Story 14. When working in an office, you will eventually notice the following. Whenever a team comes together, it involves people of varying skill levels across different positions. Usually, the entire team contributes to the project, but often, the person who makes the most noise appears to know what they are talking about, despite others on the team being more competent. Alternatively, it may be the person in the meeting who is emailing someone who actually knows the answers to the questions being asked, hoping that nobody realizes they are on a call. Story 15. Uninformed individuals often lack awareness of their limitations. They tend to be overly confident and charismatic. These traits can sometimes compensate for their lack of understanding. Story 16. Smart people believe they can always improve and are rarely satisfied. In contrast, less aware individuals tend to accept what they are given and find happiness in it. Story 17. Maybe not stupid, but if you lack integrity, it's relatively easy to take advantage of people and stay in business. Unfortunately, the social contract is not binding. Story 18. People who succeed despite not being academically inclined often excel in interpersonal skills. They are aware that they may not be the most qualified person on paper, so they compensate in other areas. They are likable, enjoyable to be with, and they know how to communicate effectively with others. You would be surprised how far you can go simply because people enjoy your company. Story 19. Personality hires. Some individuals are sweet and have a disarming quality. People like you, they are more willing to help you. Story 20. I honestly don't know many, or I would give you an answer. There are a few who might seem that way due to scams. Others, as it is known that many chief executive officers are sociopaths, have little or no morality, making it easy for them to break the rules that apply to many of us. In general, I have found that successful people are win-win types. Story 21. Many people who may seem less intelligent are nonetheless successful for several reasons. Individuals are skilled in different areas, so some may possess useful talents despite their perceived shortcomings. Luck can play a significant role in success. Hard work. Sometimes a diligent individual can achieve more than a lazy, intelligent person. The influence of wealthy parents and nepotism can contribute to success. Story 22. Because they have a lot of company at the same mental tier. The most intelligent among us will always be the minority by definition. Story 23. I have found that a combination of luck, confidence, and dishonesty can be effective. To be fair, you can get caught in a lie, but with luck and confidence, the lies can have more impact. In a business hierarchy, technicians often believe that managers lack understanding because different levels of the organization value different skills. However, many effective managers are skilled in office dynamics. Great managers not only understand technicians but also listen to them and possess political acumen, which can benefit the entire team. Conversely, many poor managers excel in politics but do not care about the technicians. Additionally, some managers struggle with both political skills and listening to their technicians. Story 24. Smart individuals may have a different idea of success and pursue that instead. They could be determining what will maximize their happiness and actively seeking it. Sometimes this aligns with others' definitions of success, but at other times it does not. Story 25. Some people are willing to take risks or make decisions based on gut instinct rather than endless analysis, and that sometimes pays off. Could also be that they are really good at leveraging opportunities through charm, networking, or sheer luck, while others are too cautious. In many cases, success is less about raw intelligence and more about perseverance, adaptability, and sometimes just being in the right place at the right time. They may look foolish, but they simply follow their heart. Story 26. Do not confuse stupidity with ignorance, whether willful or not. To be successful, you may need to know everything about specific topics. The numbers 1, 2, and 3 are not as important, as they do not impact your success. Story 27. If you come from a wealthy family, there are no consequences for making mistakes. That, combined with misplaced values, creates a snowball effect that leads to people like Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Story 28. People hate to admit it, but success has a significant element of luck. It often depends on whether you are born with money or not, whether you have loving or abusive parents, whether you encounter good teachers and role models, and whether you are born in a developed country. It also relies on factors such as finding your passion early, having your work seen or heard by the right people, and whether an investment pays off or leads to bankruptcy. Additionally, meeting the right people can boost your career, and living long enough to see the fruits of your labor can make a difference. Much of your life is influenced by luck. While it is not the only factor in living a life, A substantial percentage of how life turns out is indeed due to chance. In a way, it resembles praying in a religion, as you are essentially asking the universe to be good to you or to be unfavorable to your enemies. Story 29. Luck and inherited wealth play a much bigger role than any virtue or talent in achieving success. Most industries have barriers to entry. It doesn't matter how brilliant you are. You cannot start your own car company without having wealthy parents or momentum from other successful ventures. Story 30. The problem with the world is that intelligent people are full of doubts, while the foolish ones are full of confidence. Story 31. Luck is a specific skill that some individuals possess, even when they appear less intelligent. Additionally, most unsuccessful people often go unnoticed. Story 32. Inheritance and a large safety net. Lose $5 million on a bad investment. Work for your father's bank until you learn your lesson. Did it again? Wait until your father passes away, and you receive everything. Buy real estate and hold on to it. Story 33. Sometimes it is due to work ethic. You do not have to be a genius to do most jobs, but if you do good work, people appreciate it and you can advance. Sometimes it is because they took chances against the odds and it worked out. Most of the time, however, it is because they were born into a family that granted them greater opportunities than most. Uninformed and wealthy individuals can be successful because they always have a safety net to catch them when they make mistakes. Uninformed and poor individuals often face negative outcomes because they are just one bad choice away from destitution. Story 34. Sometimes they could be foolish, but they had the discipline to keep pushing, or they had some connections while growing up. Story 35. They are not. Typically, some people end up in prison after committing crimes or are dead after using a generator indoors. Others are just stuck working menial jobs their whole lives. However, certain individuals are born rich, and America has a problem believing that anyone who is wealthy has earned it. What usually happens is they take some of their family's money and invest it in a venture. They often fail until they discover something that yields a profit. With enough money and followers who wish they were wealthy, even a poor business idea can be turned into profit by exploiting public sentiment, which is possible because they often lack understanding of empathy or human decency. Story 36. Some of it is related to the three-generation rule. The first generation builds a business through hard work and sacrifice. The second generation, having witnessed the struggle, maintains and grows the business, but often with less innovation and risk-taking. The third generation, raised in relative comfort, lacks the same drive or understanding and ultimately mismanages or squanders the business, leading to its decline or failure. Story 37. Because smart people can fall into analysis paralysis and talk themselves out of an opportunity. Those who do not overthink do not dwell on the what if. Some of it is simply dumb luck. However, I would wager that most successful people are intelligent, with a small portion of them being less so. Story 38. Stupid is subjective. I know people who interview very well, but that is because they understand the interview process. They may struggle with their job later, but are they considered stupid for not being able to perform the role? Or are they actually smart for knowing how the process works? Story 39. They can be mean without realizing it, mistaking their behavior for confidence. Others perceive the same behavior as confidence and they continue to be unkind while disregarding the impact on others. Despite this, they may achieve success, which is troubling. Story 40. Many times, management roles are taken on by individuals with strong social intelligence rather than those with high intelligence. Many intelligent people do not desire such positions. Story 41. For one, they do not waste their time on Reddit and ask a question about why certain individuals are so successful. Story 42. Ask Putin. The man was literally carrying a briefcase after the mayor of St. Petersburg unexpectedly became Yeltsin's replacement, and you know the rest. Story 43. Most people excel in certain areas. I attended a magnet high school, and many students who received straight A's struggled in other subjects. Unfortunately, this situation has not improved much. Story 44. People can be really foolish in some areas but intelligent in others. I had a classmate in engineering who was an absolute genius in calculus and physics, but once said that she didn't read books. I have a friend who is a physicist who does programming and astronomy, but his writing is terrible. Isaac Newton believed that masturbation was a sin, the philosopher's stone and alchemy were real, that the Bible contained hidden messages, and he spent years trying to find them. Linus Pauling, a chemist who won the Nobel Prize, believed that vitamin C could solve many health problems without evidence. Story 45. They do not start as foolish. They begin as fortunate and charming, then they achieve success, and eventually power makes them unwise. Story 46. A person may not possess high intelligence but can still be driven, determined, and hardworking. If they have inherited wealth or have connections, their lack of intelligence matters little. I consider myself intelligent, yet I often lack drive and work ethic, and I do not have wealth or connections, which contributes to my lack of success. More intelligent individuals may also be more susceptible to depression and self-criticism. Someone less intelligent might wake up with a smile and navigate life with a lighthearted approach. I imagine that could be a very liberating experience. Story 47. Sticking to a plan and not changing it can be beneficial. Sometimes, if you have a 1% chance of success, you may need to try 100 times for that one opportunity to arise and pay off. It may seem unwise, but it involves following a path with determination and not giving up. Many intelligent people overthink situations, while others go with the flow. As long as their actions align with their goals, they will proceed. If not, they will not. Thoughtful individuals can sometimes overanalyze, making it better to trust your instincts and view the bigger picture rather than focusing on every minor detail to achieve perfection. Story 48. I knew a man who considered himself a genius, though nobody else did. He made millions and also lost millions. He constantly came up with ideas, many of which were not good, but he kept trying. His wife, a very kind woman, did her best to help make his ideas successful. Together, they succeeded at least a few times, and that was enough. Story 49. Past a certain point, intelligence does not correlate with income. My guess is that you stop caring about money after reaching a certain level. Story 50. Well, I feel inadequate and unsuccessful. What are you trying to communicate? Perhaps your theory is incorrect. Story 51. People often perceive others as less intelligent due to a lack of knowledge in specific areas of expertise. Media and society tend to glorify certain fields, such as teaching, while undervaluing others like construction and plumbing. Those engaged in hard labor are just as knowledgeable in their areas of expertise as anyone else is in theirs. Story 52. In business, there is a saying, good ideas rise to the top. Essentially, people in a company get promoted, but after a while, they may be promoted beyond their actual skill level. I have observed this happen in smaller companies. The post-production facility I worked at used to prioritize internal promotions, which seems positive but is not always beneficial. Story 53. I believe that a lack of self-doubt plays a significant role. Additionally, there are numerous examples to consider. Therefore, let us examine the statistics. Story 54. They are not foolish. People who believe in themselves are passionate and positive, take risks, and do what others think will fail. That's it. It doesn't fit into the corporate world, so they will succeed or fail on their own. Sometimes they bloom early or late. It's the risk takers, those who do what others think is foolish and keep going when everyone puts them down. They think outside the box. There are no bad ideas. Story 55. Success, as we know it, is tied more to luck than to anything else. It is not something that society likes to admit because it quickly unravels the foundations we have built, but that is the reality. Story 56. Success isn't always about intelligence. Sometimes it's about persistence, luck, and being in the right place at the right time. Additionally, people have different strengths. Some might excel in social skills or risk-taking, which can lead to success in their own way. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.